All right, what's going on, guys? It's the Zone 18 podcast back again for another week of what the heck is going on, why we hate WWE, talking about football. We got the Super Bowl coming up and some more shit. You know what I mean? It's your boy CJ right here, and I'm always joined by my man Ahmad. Say what's up, man.
What's up? What's up? Happy Black History Month to everybody, especially all the black people that's watching this podcast. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Have fun on this month. And just remember, if a white person don't say nothing to you, you might have a reason to punch them. But that's just for me.
All right. All right. You know what I mean? He set that tone right there for Black History Month. Punch, punch a person of a different persuasion. You know what I mean? Back again with our sponsor, which is Ice Mountain, 100% natural spring water. Stay hydrated, and it's coming straight from the Great Lakes of the Midwest. Also, can't forget about our Meet Your Connect, which is pretty much one of the sponsors of the Zone 18 podcast. Meet Your Connect, where you get the unlimited, ultimate streaming TV service, whereas you get all the movies, all the series, you get Peacock, you get HBO Max, every single streaming app there is, along with NBA, NFL, MLB, everything you think of. Remember that Carissa Shields fight is coming up on February the 22nd, so don't miss out on that one too. And then also we got our girl Rainy Days from the Level podcast. Rain, what's going on?
Hi, everybody. I'm Rain E. Days. I am co-founder and co-host of the Level Podcast. You can follow us on YouTube at the LVL Podcast Team. We do a lot of dope stuff for the geek and pop culture. I have a segment called WTF WWE. We're on episode 4. We just dropped a top 10 action movie of all time. If you ever want a special guest, always welcome. Make sure you follow us on Discord. We do watch parties. We did Royal Rumble. It was really lit. Everybody was in the chat going off. Well, I know we're gonna talk about it, but going off on like a lot, basically Sami Zayn. But but yeah, thank you for having me every time you guys do it. I love your podcast, and shout out to Black History Month. Yes, I am black people, pilgrims, black people, rock pilgrims. So let's get it.
All right. Y'all going to hell for that one, you know. All right,
That's crazy. First off.
So also remember, the Zone 18 podcast also does have merch, whereas we have t-shirts and we also have hoodies. So don't forget. And then also, like I said, once we get to that 1,000 subscriber on YouTube, again, 1,000 subscriber on YouTube, we giving you guys the Zone 18 starter pack, which is a book bag, a hookah, a hat, some socks, and you get a Zone 18 t-shirt. Well, this week you had the WWE.
The big show.
You had the Royal Rumble live from Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? So let me get my papers over here. You know what I mean? Let me kick this off. So the Royal Rumble, you know what I mean, started off with the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, granted, even before we got to the part of the Women's Royal Rumble, which was the very beginning of the show, you notice there was no asses in the seats. You know what I mean? There was nobody there, Now, according to several blogs, they said people were there. We just did not see them because of the lighting in the seat, So granted, I want to give them kind of the benefit of the doubt, but I think WWE is capping as they always cap. There was nowhere that it was 25,000 people there. It might have looked like it was about 10,000 people there. That's just my opinion of that, So again, basically the Royal Rumble started off with number 1, Charlotte Flair. Then you had number 2, Alexa Bliss. We got a tag team right now. So pretty much they spent the first 2 minutes, basically just trying out move sets on each other, but not really hurting each other and putting up the little hearts because they were best friends, not just as though that was a bunch of BS, you know what I mean? It was just, what did we need that for, But then, it kind of picked up a little bit, whereas then you had your girl Nia Jax come in, and one of these numbers, Nia Jax came in, and then pretty much Nia Jax started destroying the people. Before you go, so she was in destroying people. She destroyed Kiana James, and she destroyed my girl Charlotte Flair right there. But the bullshit of the evening, I'm gonna call it, right? It was no surprise people in the Royal Rumble other than Nikki Bella. I mean, I'm sorry, Brie Bella.
Brie Bella.
What?
The
Brie
Bella
Bella.
twins.
Anyways, I would say on that, that whole Women's Royal Rumble, and granted, usually the Women's Royal Rumble is sometimes better than the Men's Royal Rumble. Trash. They could have put that, got rid of it. Just said, hey, she's winning. That's about it. I would have enjoyed that because it just didn't seem like there was anything. There was no pop. It just seemed like, okay, they were just there just to be there. The outfits, I can pass on that because they are in Riyadh, so they have to make sure they are appropriately dressed there and everything like that. But at the same time,
Power Rangers.
exactly. I seen like 7 Power Rangers pop out. I was like, man, we got the old school Power Rangers, we got the new generation, we got the newer generation popping out. It was just all types of bad. I would say the only person to me that was like, okay, popped out in that match, really a lot of stuff was Sol Ruka. And that's saying a lot because everyone else was all right besides Lash Legend.
Lash Legend.
Shout out to her.
Gotta
She
say,
did her thing.
some respect on her
She
name.
did her thing out there.
She broke a record.
Even with, she did break a record. My mistakes, my apologies. I didn't recognize her game at first. I apologize for that. But even with Tiffany Stratton coming back, I was just like, man, this is just not it. And to kick off a Royal Rumble like that, where it's just feels like it's mid to bad, just told me that everything else is not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, Rain.
I do agree that the Women's Royal Rumble this year was a little bit more boring than last year. And I think the issue is because a lot of the key players in the Royal Rumble are either injured or no longer there. They either already have the belt. So like you think last year we had, we had the Jade, we had Bianca Belair, we had Naomi, we had Charlotte Flair, she was a heel. We had, we had a lot of different factors where everybody was kind of for themselves, where this year we had a lot of tag teaming going on. And it showed because, the alliances that were formed. I think that took away from the drive that normally fuels the Royal Rumble, where opposed to the men, it was like kind of like everybody for themselves. So I know people were saying, because of where they had it, if a women's Royal Rumble wouldn't have done well. I just think it was just boring. That's basically the issue. I mean, we had some pops. Like we had Lash Legend, where she basically put 2 people out at once. We even had the ending with Sol Ruka, Liv Morgan, and Tiffy going at it. It was just not attention grabbing throughout the whole thing, and it was a little bit longer. It seemed a little bit longer than the men's, and it kind of like you just lost attention. So I mean, I predicted Liv Morgan was going to win. I know a lot of people speculated that Bianca Belair was going to come back, and I thought she was going to come back, but if she didn't come back, it just made the way everything's been building up lately. Liv Morgan seemed like the answer. She seemed like the winner. Like it was kind of like just to kind of
Bianca got to
they
be
pushing her
pregnant.
since she's. I think she is pregnant because she hasn't had any. She hasn't had any Instagram posts since last year. Like she hasn't posted anything on Instagram since December of last year. And it would make sense if that was the case. Not wishing pregnancy on somebody if they don't want it, but that's the only thing that makes sense because I understand her injury is severe, but at this point, based on what they were diagnosing, she would have been cleared by the Royal Rumble. So yeah, I think that she may be with child, but either way, it just wasn't like dramatic enough, if that makes sense. Like there wasn't enough drama for it to
100%.
be, a good rumble. And, but obviously shout out to just look at the list. I mean, there was some like
I mean,
wouldn't
you
say
gotta
I
look at it
was
this way. Charlotte Flair was in for 59 minutes. When you look at Charlotte
yeah.
Flair, she was in for 59. Morgan was in for 43 minutes. Lash Legend, I'm very surprised she was in for 38 minutes. You know what I mean? She did her thing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Then you had Io Scott for 27 minutes, which you knew that was going to pretty much happen. Rhea Ripley, 45 minutes, which you knew. But everybody else really wasn't in it, for me. My thing is, it goes back to like what you just said, Rain. It's kind of like, where were everybody? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, this is the, where was AJ Lee? Where was, Paige was rumored to be inside of there, Bianca Belair, like where were they? Like Bianca has to be pregnant. I don't care what nobody says. The Zone 18 podcast
Yeah.
is calling it first. She
She
has to
has
be
to be.
pregnant.
Mhm.
It has to be.
Like Montez Ford has not been on TV. Luckily,
That
this
also.
weekend he was at a he was actually at a WWE NXT event over the weekend. That was his first time popping out in probably about a good 4 to 5 months. So something's kind of going on. It's kind of fishy to me. But
I can
if
see
I had to
that.
steal, right? But if I had to
Mhm.
steal something from Reign, it would basically be what the fuck, WWE? Why did we get Brie Bella? All the people, right? Brie Bella. You know what I mean? Like, and then she comes up with the Daniel Bryan chant. You feel me? The yes, yes. And I'm just like, hold up, we're not supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know who this guy is anymore. But it's just like,
I know John
Who
Cena
is he,
was happy
Bruno?
when he
Like,
left.
come on.
like
John
I
Cena was
just
like, "Thank God my retirement's over."
like
Facts, because they would have threw him in there. We know that for sure.
right. It's just like I just look at this shit and I'm just like, okay, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Kiana James, Nia Jax, Ivy Miles, Lola Vice,
I thought it was
Candice LeRae.
crazy that, not to cut you off, Paul, I thought it was crazy that Nia Jax was out so early. Like, I don't know, they felt like both Nia Jax and Lash Legend couldn't be in the ring as long as they could. But I felt like they should have played like the way they played Brock and Ova. Like, why didn't, I mean, I get that they're tag team partners, but normally Nia Jax is the dominator. She's the one who clears the Royal Rumble,
Mhm.
like, and she was out. She let Charlotte Flair get her out
Yep, Charlotte
early.
Flair eliminated
Like,
her.
Which is crazy.
which is crazy. Nothing against
Another
Charlotte Flair.
thing,
She was doing her thing, but that's crazy.
crazy as
And
hell.
I would have
Another
thought,
thing that was
hashtag
really
strong
weird too.
bitches. I would have thought that Ivy Niles or Jordan Grace would have got her out. Hashtag two strong bitches.
That's what
But
I
you
was
know what I
about to
mean?
say.
Yeah, Jordan
But you
Grace
let
is killing,
Charlotte Flair.
clearing bitches.
Right.
Charlotte
Like,
Flair, like, don't underestimate her. That's what she wants y'all to, I like her better as a heel character, and nothing against her relationship with Alexa Bliss or Lex, whatever that girl name is. But but I like her better as a heel. She does better for the women division as a heel to me. Like,
She does, and
uh,
I don't think there's that many women's heels anymore. And the women's heels a lot of times are really good. So we need to bring her back as a heel for sure because I like her better when she's beefing with people. I did like the run with her and Alexis at first for being like, we're friends, we're not friends, but now we know that they're friends. Okay, cool. That shit played out. Turn on her. Do what Shawn Michaels did to his tag team partner. Kick her through a fucking glass if you got to. Just do something that's going to make it more
do
exciting for us.
something.
I don't care what you got to do. Something, please, because my God, that. Like, if we have another Royal Rumble like that ever again, that whole creator room with whoever's back there need to get fired and then make sure
Fire
every dollar they got
can.
from WWE goes right back because they are just robbing people.
yeah, I mean, it just that women around was just different. I mean, it was different than anything I have ever seen in the last. What's been going on for the last 70 years. They say, that's the most interesting thing I'm seeing. And then going into another interesting thing. And honestly, I'm gonna let you two talk about it because I don't even really want to talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, AJ Styles tapped from Gunther. You know what I mean? Gunther tapped out AJ Styles.
I mean, he didn't. He didn't tap. He put him to sleep. But yes, no, that whole thing. Honestly, this was the best match out of the whole show to me, and that's saying a lot. Was Gunther versus AJ? It had everything that I thought it was going to have in a retirement match. Besides AJ going and actually getting some choked out, I thought he was going to last at least to WrestleMania or something like that before he really ended his career a little bit further. But the fact that you had him be put to sleep, and then the craziest part about him getting put to sleep, he gets up, looks around at everyone like, "Oh, what's going on?" Takes his gloves off. So I'm like, all right, he's leaving him in the mat. He's left everything there, and he puts him back on. So I'm like, is he really retired, or is he just coming? Is he saying he's retired but going to make a sneak attack and come back? Because it doesn't seem like he's done. Like the way they did it and everything. Like I said, match wise, great, but just the ending of it and the way how he retired doesn't seem like he's retiring. It just seems like he's going to be in the shadows, and then when Gunther has like a big moment, he's going to come back and just flip it on him. Lorraine, I want to know what you think about this.
So, a few things. The first thing is I'm gonna say something nice first. Let me say something nice first. Shout out to Gunther and AJ Styles. I do believe that this was a
No.
really good match.
Fuck
I
Gunther.
believe that this is what the match should look like against John Cena. Like that's what I felt like. I feel like that this he should have put John Cena to sleep instead of tapping John Cena out, and that would have made a lot more sense to the Never Give Up storyline. But with that being said, it wasn't until Monday Raw where I started to understand the Gunther push. But this particular thing felt rushed. It felt like what most people are saying. We just came off of a retirement. We got pushed into AJ. I don't feel like he got his flowers that he should. That I feel like he should have got the same red carpet rollout as John Cena. To be honest, he should have been able to. Unless AJ didn't want to do that, I felt like he should have had an opportunity to showcase as all the PLEs, or at least to the summertime. And then, if they want to keep this retirement thing, okay, let Gunther retire him, for real. But you know, it was I just don't like the fact that it felt like he was forced to retire when it was because his contract was up and it wasn't really a reason or rhyme to it business wise. Now everybody speculated that he's going to go to AEW, whatever case may be, or he may come back. Either way, it just felt like it was just a thrown together game plan, and that's kind of what made me the most like disappointed in it. But the match was great. Gunther held him all the way out. I know this is his stick. Do I think he should do it all the time? Maybe not. And we'll get to the men's Royal Rumble where I'll bring that up. But because you just can't help everybody out, dude. Like, you don't got all the time in the world. Do I think it should be a little bit more brutal? Again, Raw. When he did the Dragon Lee is how AJ should have been. Like, hanging from the top rope. Like, just wailing. Like, but him waking up not knowing what the hell happened was crazy. But like I said, it was an okay match. I don't have no gripe. I'm not a Gunther fan, but I felt like this could have been later and still been as just of a bit of a pop.
Yeah, I honestly think a lot of I think a lot of my issues or frustrations with WWE is one, like you said, it was very rushed. Whereas in what we had 3 week build to this match realistically, and they had a match on Raw. Then also two, they did a lot of matches, and I'm gonna go through this when we go to the men's Royal Rumble too. There was a lot of key things that happened that people of Saudi Arabia did not appreciate. Whereas, and I think we did not like the show because we stuff that we would have popped over and we thought was great, they didn't. It went over their head. Like if you really think about it, the only time they really popped was when Roman Reigns came out, when Brock Lesnar came out, and then when Brie Bella came out, and that was pretty much showing you that they have no love there or don't know anything about about the younger talent. Whereas in the older talent, they understand who that is. But when it comes to the newer people like a Javon Evans, he didn't get a pop that he deserved. Oba kind of got a pop, you know what I mean? But he didn't. He kind of deserved, Even Gunther, like I think they didn't even pop for him, and I think this boy is the career killer. You know what I mean? Like realistically, when you look at this guy, right? Like, all right, you got AJ Styles, you got knocked out. You got John Cena that you did. You did Goldberg, right? According to my list, right? If my list is right, he's gonna basically have Brock Lesnar later on this year. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Ray.
I just need to make this public announcement for all you Gunther fans out there, whoever support Gunther. Stop trying to name him in any form of way the Legend Killer. That's not who he is. That's not who he ever will be. So let it go. Even WWE knew because they specifically called him the career killer. Because there is only one legend killer in the world wrestling entertainment industry. And if you Google it in any form of life, he comes up. So this whole legends career killer, legend adjacent, let it go. That's not who he is. Unless he defeats Randy Orton, he will never be called the legend killer. It's just pissing me off. That's not his name. He doesn't deserve that glory. Randy Orton deserved that. He out now a bunch of old dudes, and we think what? We supposed to give him the same spice? This dude pisses me off so bad. I'm letting it
Hey,
go. But my
hey,
He
disdain
I'm
got
for
you
just
Drew,
hot.
saying.
He got you
he
hot.
got me hot.
I,
But this day,
I mean, I'm
take
sorry.
this
I
shit
will
out.
update the
Don't put
graphic.
it back
I,
in. Yeah, I
I
want you
will.
to update it.
I'll update the graphic
Disrespect.
for you. You know what I mean? Like, but
The fact that he has
I
Matt
mean,
and Jeff Hardy here too, though, is crazy. By the way,
Not,
they're gonna retire way before they see Gunther.
I mean, you gotta look at it
Gunther's
too.
gonna retire before them.
Randy Orton is 2031. You feel me? So we got a couple more years. Rain, you know what I mean? He might do
Hell
it. You know
no.
what I mean?
Hell no. Hell no.
Gunther, look at
If
Gunther and look at Randy Orton.
I'm,
Look at the Gunther what?
I'm still
Gunther 38, Randy Orton like almost 50, and look at the body mass difference.
I'm
I'm
just
still
saying,
stuck
Look
on
man.
the
at
Matt
that.
and Jeff Hardy one there. I'm stuck on Matt and Jeff. If they're still wrestling by the time they get to 2033, lock them up. Like they need to go because they already halfway dead.
Oh, hey, if they can come
Like
out
I
to
love them,
out
but
to the
Jesus.
ring in Walker, Jeff coming. Jeff bringing that
Right.
Walker
That's
with
what I'm
him.
saying. Bro, if Hulk,
He get that
if
paycheck,
Hulk Hogan was still out
unfortunately.
there doing his thing, they could definitely do their thing. You know what I mean? To 33. You know, look at him. He gonna get Roman out of there in 2034. You feel me? Like, and it's gonna be it. You know. I'm just saying, man.
Anyways,
He's the career killer. You know what I mean? He's the career
You
killer.
think Gunther's gonna career kill Roman Reigns?
Yes, I believe it. I
Right.
believe
he
that.
would
You
give him
believe
a
I
it?
believe
career to destroy it.
Okay. I would give you that only if Roman decides that he really just done. Like if he decides, yeah, I'm done. I want to go follow in my cousin's footsteps, cousin, uncle, whatever he is, The Rock. Become an actor. I get it, but I don't see that being something in
As
his
an uncle.
cards anytime soon. Oh, see,
I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. Like
Woo! All
it's
right.
gonna happen. You know, graphics don't lie. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, graphics
clearly they
don't
do
lie.
lie.
There's cap
Clearly
in his
graphics
rap.
do lie.
There's cap in his rap, guys. There's cap in his rap.
Clearly they do
And
lie.
then, so then after that, pretty much, you know, the women's. I mean, after them, then you went to Sami
At the
Zayn versus
women's.
Drew. You
That's
had
going to be acting like a little bitch.
Hey,
Gunther, I respect you. I
he
would never
do.
call you a bitch. You know what I mean? You're the career killer. You know what I mean? With Rainy Days and the Level Podcast review, not
I'll
responsibility for
retire.
review.
I'll retire Goldberg. I retire. I retire you, Michael Cole. I retire everybody. Retire, 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 retire. Roman Reigns showed him who the bitch was. He sure did. Anyway, it's all right.
Anyway, so yeah, so then you had Sami
I can't trust
Zayn.
nobody that got choked up by Jey Uso.
Oh shit. So you had
I
Sami
can't trust somebody
Zayn
to be a career killer.
and you had Drew McIntyre. So overall, this was actually a good match. You know, it's just that we knew that Drew was not losing that belt that soon. You know, there was a lot of ups and downs in that match. You know, but Drew really held on to his own. You know, there was a lot of high flying stuff with Sami Zayn, but I'm just not a Sami Zayn fan. You know, I don't like nothing about him. Again, you know, just like Eminem, I don't like his face. I don't like his beard. I don't like nothing about this guy. You know what I mean? But
Wow.
hey, I mean, it's my views and my opinions. You know what I mean? How did you guys rank that match? You know, between them two.
Not like Eminem. But
Jesus Christ.
I like his face.
We're
I
going back
like
to this
nothing about
again.
it.
Anyways.
Um,
All
to
right,
be
Kendrick, calm
honest,
down over there.
this match was over. Sammy lost this match when he broke his back. That's when this match was over. I don't really think Drew really totally dominated Sammy in this match the way he should have. And that's the problem.
Mhm.
He likes to insert himself in a lot of things. And if you're going to insert yourself, I expect some type of like full. The way he treated Cody was kind of the way he should have treated Sammy. And when he put him through that table, that's when the match was over because Sammy couldn't get back up. He wasn't getting back up. Like it was clear that he was done. Obviously they had to finish the match up, but that's what really lost it. I don't think it was really because they went toe to toe. Sammy actually gave it all he had, and he looked really great out there compared to his last matches. The high flying, the kicks. He was on level with Drew. But when he went through that table, that's when that match was over. He probably won't be back for a couple of weeks because my man, his back already was messed up. Think about it. What his back has gone through in the last year alone, from the Kevin Owens always to now. Like they all like he hasn't really had a time to recover because he keeps coming back. So now, yeah, hopefully Sammy take a seat because he need to ice it. Ice it.
Yeah, that boy ain't coming back anytime soon. Anytime soon. I would say match wise, it was a really good match. It was a really good match. Now, Drew McIntyre went overkill with those damn claymores to Sammy. Like, let's be real there. Bro was already dead at that point. The one claymore was enough. He got back up, said, Sammy, get up. He can barely get off his own back. He looked like he needed a walker out there, and you hit him with another claymore. That was messed up. I ain't gonna lie to you. But match-wise, Sammy did do his thing. I shout out to Sammy, but Sammy was in front of his people. He had to go out there and do his thing. Yes, he didn't win that match, but I wasn't expecting Sammy to win. And if Sammy would have won, all hell would have broke loose in that stadium. It would have been ECW, but Wilder if he would have won that, because everybody would have rushed that ring. But shout out to Sammy really for doing that. And now to Drew McIntyre, that title defense, it's got to be better next time, big dog. If you truly want to be this guy, you want to be a dominator, you want to be the guy that everyone has to go through. If you want to look here and be like, hey, I'm the best, I'm going to keep this champion by any means necessary, you need to dominate someone. And that was your chance. It was supposed to dominate Sami Zayn, and you did not dominate him the way you were supposed to. Now, granted, you did get the win. You did retain your title. We all knew you were going to keep that title. That title was not going anywhere anytime soon because it was too quick. But your next match, if you're fighting Cody or somebody else, first of all, I don't even want to see Raheem for another 3 years. Like, keep him somewhere away from the title. But we know he's going to probably be the next match. He needs to dominate Cody so that way he shows that, hey, he's a legit champion out there. And if I see Raheem actually doing something against him, just take the title off him because clearly he's not that guy, pal.
Yo said take the title. I mean, for Eric Home, he's basically talking about Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? When he calls him Raheem, you know,
that's Raheem. Raheem.
I mean, like I said, it really wasn't a good thing to me. You know, it was like, I mean, was it entertaining? Yes, but I hate watching matches that have a predetermined outcome in it, where you know for a fact a certain person is going to win. And I knew for Drew was not right, and it just was just a whole bunch of BS to me. You know what I mean? Like it just, I mean, it's Triple H booking, you know what I mean? And speaking of Triple H,
don't get me started.
You know what I mean, you basically started off the Royal Rumble, you know, started the Rumble off with our boy Oba Femi, right? Now Oba Femi came out looking real strong, you know what I mean? Like that bot is amazing. You feel like this is, you know, I ain't gonna talk about the Diddy bot no more. I'm gonna call it the Oba bot. You feel me? How he come out there, you know what I mean? But yeah, he came out there, and then you know, next to him, you pretty much had Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker did not make it to the ring. You know, Braun Breaker, who was fucking kicked and knocked out by a masked man. You know what I mean? Now, before I get to the masked man part, you know what I mean, in this situation, how many times are we gonna have to see somebody dressed up all black with a hood on? Like, I'm starting to think this is racist, like, to be honest. You know what I mean? Every time somebody needs to get
what
attacked.
do you want them to put on next time?
Just come out and just fight. You feel me? Just come out and just beat the person up.
Why are they supposed to be masked? I mean, I get what you're saying, but what do you want them to dress in all white? Then that's going to be even more racist.
I'm just saying. How many
Wait a minute.
Have we seen come out?
You want them to come out in a paper bag? Like, what do you want them to
do? No. My thing is, if I'm going to attack somebody, I'm just going to come out looking like me. Why do we got to keep going through this whole suspense, right? You know what I mean? And then what makes it even worse was this time the nigga had a different mask. You feel me? It's like, is it? It's just wild.
Hold up.
Like, so then,
when we get to this part here, when I was watching it live for the first time, like when we all were watching it live, I thought bro had blackface on. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I just seen this right here was just out, and the rest was black. I'm like, he got blackface on. This is racist. Like, when you look at it, you're like, he missed everything but his mouth, and it looked like
right.
It looks like a Raw general manager right now too. It's crazy.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's Adam Pearce.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation. You know what I mean? There's a lot of speculation of who people think it is.
Now looking at him like that.
He got glasses on.
Now, granted, there's a lot of theories of who this is. We're going to run through them real quick. We're going to run through the theories of who people think it is, right? So some people think it's Logan Paul. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Now, I would say this is a logical theory, and I'll say why people think that, right?
It is.
It's because on Monday Night Raw, when he gave that speech about the Vision backing Braun Breaker, that has never been anything Logan Paul has ever done in his WWE career. It was all like, yeah, you know, he's going to be quote unquote the Seth Rollins and gather the troops and back him against Braun Breaker. And then they brought up the fact that, you know, we didn't forget that they destroyed him, but only a few months ago. So it made sense. And then he happened to be one of the final four in the Royal Rumble, and it wouldn't have been him if Braun Breaker wasn't there. So that's why I think people think it's Logan Paul, because of those reasons. I don't think it is, but it made logical sense if you add all those things up leading up to the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so one fan theory is Logan Paul. The next fan theory is Logan Paul's brother. I can see this a little bit. You know?
No, he opened his mouth. He can't open his mouth. His jaw still broke. What are you talking about?
That is true.
You know, they say it's Logan Paul's brother. Then another fan theory out there, you have it as Adam Pearce. You know what I mean? Like Ebony was saying, you know what I mean? You have Adam Pearce as,
I mean, he's the only one beefing with him.
Like, you had Adam Pearce as the attacker. You know what I mean? You know, and
I can see it.
It's one person that nobody's thinking about. I mean, well, let me zoom in on it. You know what I mean? This moment, but you know, but listen though, hear me out. You know what I mean? So we go backwards, right? So look, you saw the faces, right? You know what I mean? You see the face. Mm-hmm. Now this is who I personally think it is, and nobody's thinking about this person. The Masked Magician. Remember the Masked Magician? Like, do anybody remember the Masked Magician, yo? You know what I mean? My man, look, that's the same type of mask. You feel me and shit? I think it's the Masked Magician. You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody
First of all, you're wrong. It is not the same type of mask. You can clearly see his mouth is covered. The other one is no. The other one was not covered. So you need to stop it and get some help.
It's the Masked Magician.
This mask has the white lines.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking out the box. You know what I mean?
Even the eyes aren't the same. Like, look at his eyes. Clearly, go back to the other picture. Look at his eyes and look at that other man's eyes.
The other man is wearing glasses over his eyes. You say it's the Masked Magician.
It's clearly not the same mask.
Yo,
get a load of this guy.
I don't care what nobody said. It's the Masked Magician. And when it comes out to be him, everybody goes, because I don't think it's Austin Theory. You know what I mean? I don't think it's Austin
Theory already did that.
Know? Yeah, and the thing about it is, too, it's like, I don't like shit about Austin Theory.
Fans are saying he seemed a little winded when he got to the ring.
I
mean, he seems winded every time he goes to the ring. Let's be honest.
Austin Theory came in at number 15. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Between him and Jey Uso, they both winded all the time.
Oh, shit. Don't let me get into the Jey Uso shit. You feel me? But, yeah, so that match was kicked off. And the highlight of that match did not get the top that it deserved. Basically, you got Braun Breaker. What's my man name? Brock Lesnar squaring up with Oba Femi. Now, granted, I understand why WWE keep them apart. You know, and didn't let them really tussle with each other, you know what I mean, to build up suspense for a later match. But honestly, it made me kind of want to see them two, you know what I mean, get it on in the ring.
I paid real money to watch this match.
Yeah. Just wait until Oba gets a title, then Brock's going to come out because Brock does not like black people being champions.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Every time a black person gets the belt, he takes it from him like a fucking candy bar. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just felt as though, you know, WWE should have let them tussle a little bit, man. You know what I mean? Like, they should just let them, you know, get in the feelings, you know what I mean? But Obafemi was in for 39 minutes, you know what I mean? And then he got eliminated by Brock Lesnar, which I think was a bunch of BS in itself. But again, that's setting up a match right there, you know. But Obafemi got rid of Braun Breakers, Solo Sikoa, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, who I didn't even realize was in the match because he was in there for 32 seconds. You know what I mean? He had Matt Cardona, you know what I mean? Obafemi did his thing, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like, I mean, what y'all think about that? You know, them two squaring off. Y'all think you definitely say it's money making, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, this is honestly,
100%
this is
for
main
sure.
event worthy right here. Main event worthy. That will be a brawl. And if they make that match, make it a last man standing match. I want to see these two men put each other through a war, through hell, because that would be a beautiful match. A very one. I'm excited to see those two fight one day. It's gonna be great.
What Michael Cole say? What happened when the unstoppable force need a what a movable
Unmovable object.
a movable object? Yeah, that was exactly what it was. Like I was hoping they was gonna let them have it, but it didn't happen that way. So I wanted to see. I just think Brock Lesnar is not like that no more. And not to say it like that, but if you've been watching like his last couple of matches, he really don't wrestle like he used to. Like it feel like he got a couple of like big,
because he off that juice.
spears. Yeah, and then he like out of there, like he gone. Like nigga, I'm sorry, like
Bro's off that juice. Once it wears off, he gotta get out of here.
Yeah, like he don't seem like that no more. Like so, yeah, I guess that's why.
Bro just needs to be done.
He just need to be done. I mean, I get he still love it, but let it go.
Now, also, I was very glad that there was four black men inside of the Royal Rumble this year. You know what I mean? Whereas in Trick Williams definitely got a pop. You know what I mean? Which I was very surprised that the Saudi Arabia people, you know, gave him that pop. But to be honest, Trick is that man. You know what I mean? Then you had Javon Evans.
That theme song go crazy.
That theme song is it. That's
and then you had Powerhouse Hobbs, known now as Royce Keys, you know what I mean, who was from AEW. He got the least pop because they didn't know who the fuck he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you really look
I didn't know who he was.
I'm like, oh.
Wait, when he came out, I popped up. My brain was like, who is this nigga?
Right. So he was a great guy in AEW. You know what I mean? He mixed it up with Cody a lot in the match. But again, people in that country didn't know the history of him and Cody. So when he came out there, you know what I mean? Then him and Cody started mixing it up. A person like me who watches both AEW and WWE understood the backstory to that. But, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Like, he moved over to WWE, signed a 5-year contract. You know, he's going to do his thing. But I was happy again. Black people were in the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple Spanish people also in the Royal Rumble. Because you had Mr. Iguada in the Royal Rumble also. You know what I mean? You had Rey Mysterio. You know? We had
with his stem surgeries.
You know what I mean? You had Dragon
Lee. Just talk about him. I know you're going to him. I know you're about to get to him.
Penta.
Cyril.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. We had two. There's two of them now, which I am still very confused about. Like, why is there two?
And the original.
Right.
And the original.
Right. You know what I mean? We definitely had Chad Gable back in the building. You know what I mean? The original Americano versus the new Americano. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, again, Saudi Arabia did not understand this thing that's going on right here. Like, did you guys understand what was going on right here in this moment?
Yes.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I knew what was going on in this moment, but when I seen this in the moment, I literally hit one of these. I said, oh, brother. You know, so we gave it to the original.
Why are we still doing this stick? But I mean, I guess they ain't gonna let it go.
You know what I mean?
I feel like once Chad Gable got
but
I'm in the end of the now it's like 4 of them. Like his original.
There's about to be 6 next.
What's the other one? Chad Grant. What's the rest of them name?
I don't understand the other 2 ones.
Like,
listen,
I'm about to Google.
It's about to be another fucking custody battle, but instead of for Dominic, it's about to be for the other 2 Kanos out there. Whoever wins gets the other 2. Which, oh god, that is My God, they need to stop that, please. Get that out of there. Like, enough is enough. We got enough Spanish wrestlers that we don't need it. El Grande Americano.
Right. I mean,
like,
I think that, like I said, I thought that ball was very maybe going inside. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I understand what's going on right now. You know, but yeah, at the end of that match, Roman Reigns, reigns supreme as the ruler that he is. So pretty much you have your two winners, which was Liv Morgan and you have Roman Reigns, who both punched their ticket to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. But the crazy thing about that is you look at it as last night, it seems as Roman is basically going to go after CM Punk. So then a lot of people actually know what is Drew going to do. I think this graphic right here really shows what Drew's going to do. It's going to be Drew versus Cody versus Jacob Fatu, which I think should be a real meat slapper of a match right there because Jacob Fatu, even though
Pause.
No Diddy.
You're about to
even
speed
though
past that like you ain't just say that.
Pause. That is crazy. Tell your scriptwriter to take that out next time.
Out your mouth.
Pause.
You gotta tell Chat GPT you don't sound like that.
No, because a real.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm reading those scripts.
You might as well just say it's a real barn burner out there, but meat slapper? Wild.
I'm just saying. So, here we go.
We didn't watch the same match.
But
we didn't watch the same one.
I think it's going to end up, Roman has said that he's declaring against Punk, which makes valid sense. And again, I said, you got these three against each other. Honestly, I think Jacob should walk away the champion, but he's not. You know what I mean? I feel as though WWE is going to find some type of way to put the fucking belt back on Cody, and it's going to piss me off to the high heavens. You know what I mean? Like, if Cody's not going to be a bad guy, if Cody's not going to change, if Cody's not come out there bitch with track suits on and shit instead of coming out there with suits, I don't want to see the shit. You know me? And then Jacob is acting like a straight nigga from Baltimore, you know what I mean? With his hood, I'm sorry, not Baltimore. I'm saying shout out to Baltimore, but he coming out like an LA nigga running mouth, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, it's time to give him some time, Like,
you don't know him. 2 raps, 13, 16, 7 kids, 1 sock on the block.
What?
Hold it down.
1 bed, 1 sheet, no pillows.
No curtains. You don't know me, Cody. You don't know me. Cody's like, I actually do know you.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm just saying, man.
But
like,
the thing that gets me about that is it was tough. It was tough.
It was.
Yeah, it's time for him to get his due, man. Like, And then, matter of fact, let me go. I'm glad you guys said that because I just thought about something I did not get in the slides, right? So, Jey Uso comes out, as he eats, right? And Brock Lesnar gets thrown out the ring at the same exact time, right? As he's eating. Don't you think that it should have been more magnified that he was getting thrown out versus people paying attention to the eating? You know what I mean?
No.
And then this nigga had the audacity, wanted to run it back again, and he ran it back. And his cousin punches him in the fucking face. You know what I mean? I think that was the highlight of the match to me.
Hold on.
Roman punched the fuck out of him.
Hold on. Roman told him to run it back. So Jay's like, oh, we riding it back? And he caught an uppercut from hell. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is the Roman we know. This is Golden Glove Roman coming back out right there. When he hit him with that and dropped him real quick, I said, yeah, this is that original Roman. This is the one we needed to come back. This is the one that was making millions for this company. But another thing I want to talk about, too, now we're talking about Roman. It's crazy how this man went on ESPN, badmouthed the hell out of those writers in the room saying, you guys absolutely suck. And they say, you know what? We agree. We do suck. Here, go to WrestleMania. Like, yes, very biased. I love Roman Reigns. I love the OTC, the Tribal Chief. But it's just crazy how that worked out. Like, my man was out there just talking reckless, talking smooth. This was Vince's era right here. My man would have never been in another match ever again.
I think it was, and just to piggyback off of that, because the CM Punk, let's call it the CM Punk of it all, right? We have Roman Reigns did exactly what CM Punk did, but CM Punk he lost his career for it. and it shows in the promo on Monday. I get it was written that way, but it shows. Roman Reigns even pointed it out. Like, he whether he feels this way or not, I mean, he probably obviously do, but at one point, his bloodline, his family was what held the WWE afloat for however many years you want to give it to him, right? So, and the same thing CM Punk was pointing out is the same thing Roman is pointing out now, but he's getting praised for it, whereas CM Punk got ridiculed for it, which makes me think that Roman's not going to win at WrestleMania. I honestly believe that CM Punk is going to win. Only because just the way Roman is, he's a part-timer. He's made it very clear that he wants to step back from the WWE. Obviously, we need the Roman Reigns energy, but at some point, like CM Punk was saying, when they're going to pass it on to allow the new people to be able to take the mantle and do something that he did like he did for Roman, like somebody did for him. We can't use Roman as a crutch. It's like kind of having Robert Downey Jr. Like, you can't use him as a crutch because it's a safe bet. If you actually take the chance and write and give people what they're asking for, you would need Roman Reigns to come save her. So, just to see the promo run. Now, shout out to Roman Reigns because his promo runs, wow. He's gotten so much better over the years. Like, what? He used to be like, yeah,
oh my
potato
God.
salad, pizza, fight me. What are you talking about? Now it's like, he was calling my man Phil. I'm like, oh, the disrespect to Phil.
He said
Like,
he was talking about the Z Bros. He said we said some Z Bros, some punk ass. And I'm like, okay, Roman, I get that. But to go back to that, they do need the newer talent, the younger talent that's coming in. You cannot crutch on Roman Reigns. You can't crutch on Cody anymore. You can't crutch on Seth Rollins. Like, all these guys that we know, yes, we know they are getting the money right now. They are making the business better, but they're not going to be here for 5, 10, 15 more years. We need somebody else that's going to step in that spot and be them or be better than what they are. It was looking like it was going to be Braun Breaker for a minute, but I feel like once they pushed him in the vision, it's actually making it worse for him than it is better.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because himself, he was great. He was great by himself. Bro was crashing out on Monday night.
Monday Night Raw was insane. Like, he was falling everywhere. When he tried to get out the ring to get appearance, he literally fell out the ring. He was running at the door.
I was crying.
It was crazy. Like, he really had to spaz out.
When I look
like,
at
he crashed out, and you felt it.
When I looked at the list of who was in the Royal Rumble, think about it, right? Only future talent that was in there was Overfemi, Braun Breaker, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Royce Keys, maybe, Austin Reed, Ray Phoenix.
For Royce Keys, I don't know if he's new talent. Well, he's new talent, but I don't know if he's future talent because we've seen him, as you said, on AEW. He was there too. He's been around the blocks. I wouldn't call him like the next generation to step up. He's in this current to push away for them to get better matches. But like the Javon Evans and all them, that's the future. They need more. Shout out to Javon Evans for being the Iron Man in that Royal Rumble as well too, because my man's lasted a good while in there, a really good long time in that Royal Rumble. But we need that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like after we seen the new guys come in, very bouncy. Shout out to him. He is very bouncy. My man is crazy. But after we got through that new talent, it was just guys.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're right. Bro was going crazy on them. But it's just like we need more of that. I want to see more of this new talent come up because if you want to keep me watching, you want to keep me entertaining. Yes, you can bring out the other guys. You can bring out the Roman Reigns, but bring me somebody new. So I'm like, man, let me keep watching him to see how he's going to progress in his career because these guys now they're at their peak or they're going down from their peak. And if this just keeps going up, AEW is going to be better than WWE. And I'm just going to put that out there because their storylines right now to me are better.
I can say that, being a person who watches both, AEW is really telling stories right now, you know what I mean, and getting you invested versus WWE is just throwing shit against the wall and saying what's going to stick. But I think too, it's just a different style. AEW is at a point where they have these crazy ass matches going on. Like WWE plays it safe. Just like as in last night, I think it was a safe move to let Stephanie keep the belt. But honestly, should she had lost that belt, whooped her ass.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In my
Yes.
opinion. You know
That
what I
was
mean?
a
And you should have
match
had
for Raquel to
and
win.
you should have had right, and you should have had Raquel against Liv and break the Judgment Day up that way. That's what you should have did. You know what I mean? But they're out here trying to save Stephanie, whereas in like granted, I'm not saying she's not nice to look at, and she has been, but that bouncy shit gotta stop. I mean, all she has is an ass. Like, I just can't see the shit anymore. Whereas in Raquel should have won that match.
I wouldn't say all that.
I agree
Stephanie Becker is
to an
a
extent.
good wrestler in the ring because you gotta remember she's injured. She's wrestling injured. She is really injured. Her ankle is really like messed up. So when we take away her injury, all her matches have been. She makes her matches. It's kind of like she's a really good wrestler. She's not the best, like because we don't understand what she's saying. So she's not the best, spokesperson.
What you mean? We
But
understand
as a
this.
women's,
Oh yeah.
I mean, but most times she doesn't, speak in Spanish. No one knows what she's saying, right? Unless she decides to speak in English, which can make a language very hard. Like same thing with Io Sky. But she's actually a really good wrestler. Like for her to go against Raquel, considering that she was dominating her, she gave us a good match. Not that last table. That last table thing was phony, but for the most part, it was a good match between the two of them. And I do feel like Raquel should have won, only because Raquel has been putting so much effort over the last couple of weeks in dominating Stephanie. It made sense to give her that build up to have her go against Liv Morgan. But maybe they'll have it where Liv gets the title and Raquel takes it from her. Maybe it's something that we're missing, but the interference of this Judgment Day when it's really only the women left, it's obviously time for this group to dismantle. I understand people will like them, but if Dom is going to stay injured or stay out of the way, JD is basically gone indefinitely. Finn wants to do his own thing, and let the women, obviously get into the women's industry and help them because they need help over there. But I can see why they kept it on Stephanie because besides the Raquel match, everybody else she fought has been a great match, and she's dominating them. Tiffy, like EO. Like, unlike Jay,
They were good
who
matches.
just like, hey, how you guys doing? I'm a strong bitch. I look good. Let me just wear
Who
this belt
still
around.
hasn't had a title defense yet. Like, we're not skipping over that. She has not defended that title once since she got that belt. And she has just been where? We haven't seen her on TV all that much. She's just been parading around, just doing basically interviews. That's really about it. But she has not fought. She has not done anything. So if you're a champion, how are you going to sit here? And yes, I can see if somebody being like, oh, but what about Roman when he was a part-timer? He still came back and put on matches. He still gave us good matches when he came back. She has not put on a single match since she won that title.
Days. That's not the same. Like, if you had the belt for 5 years, you deserve to take off 4 months. You can't have the belt for 6 months and take off 4. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's just not how it works. Like, if you're a champion, put it on the line. That's why we want to see you be a champion. She's starting to turn into the Cody where her chase was better than actually her reign, and she's going to mess around and find out what that does to a champion. Because the reason why they haven't taken off for Stephanie is because she literally keeps getting in the paint. Even when injured, she in the paint. Like, and it's not phony. She's not botching moves. We actually see something that's entertaining about her despite her physique. That's what I'm saying. You got to kind of give it to her because she's not a bad champion. It's just, I think the language barrier and her injury is not giving her the right push she needs. Now, somebody like Liv Morgan, I know people don't want to hear this, but Liv deserves to be a champion again because she has everything that makes a champion. Like, the Oblivion is one of the best female wrestling, one of the best wrestling moves of this generation. She pushes everybody on their neck every time she does it. It's a powerhouse move. And her stick, the way she handles the mic, the way she handles the ring, the way she can't be trusted, even down to the Raquel thing of it all, knowing that Liv had something underhanded, like her build up from when she came back from being injured, she hasn't stopped. She hasn't let up. So her winning the Royal Rumble made a good sense because she's a good wrestler right now. She's what people want to see. And just her sex appeal. Like, goddamn, when she was out there with Dirty Dawn, I was like, I'd be dirty. What should I say? Dirty. Every girl loves dirty Dom girlfriend. Yes, we do.
Hot girls
Yes,
love
we
dirty
do.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, she kind of, she
So
has that sex
yes,
appeal, I mean, most definitely.
she does. Until she talks, and
She
then
put
I kind of
Stephanie on
just
her
go, okay,
neck.
chill out.
Like,
Nah, honestly, I even like the
It's
way
just her
she
voice
talks,
for me,
to be
though.
honest. That
It's her voice for
man,
me. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, it gets
and she
it
be
gets to
chewing
be a
the little
bit much
gum.
at a certain point. You'd be like, all right, chill, bitch. But
I
yes,
mean,
I do agree. She
not to sound
definitely deserves to
racist
be
or anything.
champion.
Not to sound racist or anything, but if I had to get a white girl, definitely it would be a Liv Morgan. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's the right type of crazy.
Yeah.
Right type of crazy. But going back to that, yes, she definitely deserves to be champion. Honestly, to me, Liv should be the champion over Jade Cargill because at least she's out there actually performing week to week, doing what people are supposed to do when they're going to a contender series or being a champion. I'm not messing with the Jade title right now. That's me personally. I'm just so mad and so over it that it just needs to be done because she's not doing anything. We don't see her anymore. Like, it's just really dumb. And for them to go and be like, yes, we're going to put the title on Liv so Raquel can win it off of her. Cool. I would like to see it the other way around, though. I really wish that Raquel would have won the title. So when they fought at WrestleMania, or if they if they fought in like the Elimination Chamber or something like that as a rematch, Stephanie Valkyrie versus Raquel, she could have came out, she could have cost her the title, and then broke it up. But just having to be like, oh, Raquel's gonna be the reason that Liv loses the title, it just doesn't sit as well as Liv being the reason Raquel loses the belt. Like, that sounds way better to me than the other way around.
Sound real
All
messy.
right. I like everybody's opinions and thoughts. We're gonna wrap this, this episode of Zone 18 podcast up. I just got one question for you guys. Super Bowl this weekend. Who do you guys have winning the Super Bowl?
It's the Patriots and the Seahawks, right?
Yep.
I gotta give it to Seattle. I'm gonna say Seattle takes it. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a one-score game, but I feel like Seattle's gonna take it for sure.
I'm gonna go with the Pats.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the Patriots too. And I'm just looking forward to the halftime show. You know what I mean? The Bowls. Because Bad Bunny, he's a good guy, but we just don't understand shit he's saying. You know what I mean? But I'm
my man just won a Grammy.
Funny thing about that.
My man just won Album of the Year. He about to be lit.
Right.
He about
and
to
then
be
the
lit.
Funny story about that actually too. They are legend. Roger Goodell told him like, "Hey, you cannot say anything political at the Super Bowl." He said, "We're supposed to be bringing people together," and I'm like, "Bad Bunny is not about to listen to you. He's about to say something out there that's got to be crazy out of pocket." And I'm going to be laughing when he does because my man has been very vocal about everything.
All I'm saying is I want him to make sure that he brings out Elvis Capricio. You know what I mean? Y'all know who Elvis Capricio is? You know what I mean? Like, y'all black, so y'all supposed to know who that is.
I know exactly who that is.
This is the joint right here. You go to a Dominican barbershop. This is all you hear there. Like,
that's crazy.
If he don't bring my man out, it's gonna be a problem. You feel me?
Well, he's definitely bringing out Cardi B. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, again, this
anyways.
again, we had Rainy Days from the Level podcast and my man Ahmad, and pretty much we're gonna send this to wrap. Again, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on every platform there is. You know what I mean? You got YouTube, you got TikTok. You know what I mean? Make sure you follow the Zone 18 page. Make sure you follow the Level podcast page. Follow Ahmad's personal page. You know what I mean? You might see some extra things on there. I don't know what he got over there. But yeah, you know what I mean?
You'll see some funny stuff. You'll see some memes. Follow me on Instagram, boss_ma. If you like memes, you like to laugh, you like some out pocket stuff. Come on.
Got you. All right, this is Zone 18 podcast.